Welcome back to part 2 of a Q&A where Michael and I are asking each other all kinds of fun questions. If you want to see the first part of this episode, then definitely go back to Monday's episode. This is a long episode that we filmed and we broke it into 2 parts for you. Enjoy.
What's one thing that you do daily that I have no idea about?
That's a hard one because I feel like if I say what I think it is, I think you're going to be like, I know that you do that.
Well, why don't you say it and then I'll tell you that?
I sneak off to meditate.
Yes,
you know that.
You don't
he
sneak
knows
off.
that.
You walk and it's in the house and it sounds like someone's trying to smash holes through the floor. You don't sneak off anywhere.
Okay,
I can hear you
actually
coming
will give you one that you don't
mile
know.
away.
I have one. Every morning when I open my eyes, close them back and pretend like I'm asleep for 30 extra minutes. I swear to God.
Why?
Hot tip, because I want to lay there. Why?
Well, why don't you just lay there?
Oh my God, you're going to make me cry because it's so true. I do it every morning.
So wait, so like if I look over,
I'm awake.
but then why, if I wake you up, do you act so angry?
Because I have to get theatrical. Oh my God, you're going to make my eyelashes fall.
Wait, hold on. Are you actually awake or do you just open and then you fall back to sleep? Because that's
I'm actually awake. I'm awake.
Are you crying?
I'm crying because I'm laughing so hard.
You're the only person that I know that can tell a joke and laugh at yourself and laugh so hard at your own joke that you cry.
I need a Kleenex because I'm laughing so hard. Because I do it every morning.
Dude, Lauren will tell jokes.
I'm kind of pissed though that I just said that because I don't want you to know that trick. Like now you're gonna be like, "Are you awake?"
That's the point of these questions. You're the only person I know that can consistently tell your own jokes.
Well, it's hard when I'm really funny. I mean, I think I'm one of the funniest people I've ever met.
And cry at your own jokes.
It is funny. Does anyone else do that? I just lay in bed with my eyes closed, pretending I am dead asleep, like rigor mortis, but I'm actually awake, just going through my day.
Yeah, but you know what? It's like those people that say they wake up and then they like get up and they meditate in the morning for 30 minutes, but it's really they just fall back to sleep.
No, I'm awake.
What do you do? What are you doing when you're awake?
I'm just laying there. Sometimes I just like to lay there.
What's bouncing?
I don't even want to tell you that I do this because I feel like you're going to copy this tactic.
No, I don't do that.
Thanks, Emily.
I am not a rotter or whatever.
I'm not a rotter. I marinate. I marinate.
I'm not a marinator or a rotter.
I like to marinate. I like to I love laying in bed.
If my eyes are open, I'm out of the bed.
Oh, no. I love my bed. That's why it was so important to me that we invested in the right mattress because my bed needs to be like a sanctuary because I'm in bed so much, which that would surprise people. But I don't fuck around in bed. I'm marinating.
You had another eyelash, like it's on the side of your head now. Okay. Literally on the side of your head. It's marinating on the side of your head.
I don't even know what marinating means.
I don't know either. I thought it was rotting. But
No. Rotting is where you just lay there and you scroll your phone. I don't have my phone in bed ever. I don't like my phone in bed.
All right, so now I know every morning that you're not really asleep.
I don't like these
This might be one of the most useful pieces of information I've got on the show.
By the way, I have a lot of other secrets like that, but I'll keep them up my sleeve.
It was great that guy came on and gave me the whole peptide health stack, but this might be more valuable.
Okay. What's the hardest thing about being married to someone who shares a lot online? I share, but there's a balance. I'm like...
we literally just talked about a lunchtime labia flip or whatever.
But I don't share everything. That's what surprised people.
What's the hardest thing about it? Well, to go back to the origin story of the podcast and why I'm even on the podcast and why we even did this is you were sharing so much and I was just off to the side and you were just calling me Susan and all this stuff. And I said, well, I'm going to answer for some of this. So like a lot of, you know what I think would be harder, which, that was that one thing where we interviewed Pookie and Jet, and I said, I don't let you hang out with girls. I don't think I would, I would not let you overshare about our family. Yes, ladies, I would not let her. Because that's too much, and I would have to put my foot down on that and say, we can't.
You don't have to worry about that, though.
So I don't worry about it. But the other stuff, like, I don't care if you show me looking ugly in a picture or if you show me looking weird or if you talk about what we're actually doing or things that we're working on or feelings we're having.
We are very thoughtful.
Or thoughts that we have.
Around how we share the children.
Yeah, I think like what people if there's anything that they would appreciate about this platform is like, it is rather uncensored. And and Carson knows this, he's our producer, we actually get more pushback from the teams to censor more. And we typically don't. And so I think I'm an open book and I like to share things and I don't mind being controversial. And I want people to actually hear the thoughts of consciousness and streams of reasoning that we have. But no, the oversharing doesn't bother me. I think like it's never bothered me, really. I think it would bother me if it was things that are like, that people just shouldn't share in general. Like, like we don't need to show our children being potty trained or where they're going to school or like what there's certain things you just don't need to do.
I also will take it even further. I don't need to show their first step. I don't need to show, there's like a lot of, this is how I think about it. If it's something that I would text my family chat, because we have a Bosstick family chat and an Everett's family chat, I'm not usually sharing that online. Like the first step, the first word, like what, I don't need to give it all up.
I mean, listen, we've been doing this now for a decade in this format, and you've been doing it for close to 2 decades online. And I think, with that, we've met a lot of people. And the only time that I get somewhat disappointed meeting other people with big platforms is when they say one thing publicly and the exact opposite privately.
Which they do.
I don't
sometimes.
mind if people don't say things publicly, because to each their own. But what I don't like is when you meet someone that says something one way because they think that it's either going to rev up a base or it's going to land well or it's going to be good for business. And then they say the exact opposite in private settings. And hopefully this doesn't prohibit us from getting certain people, guests on the show, but there's a lot of people that do that. And that's disappointing to me. So I would never want to be categorized that. I hope that when people meet me or you, it's exactly like it would be meeting them if they were coming here on the show or if they were meeting us in private. And so I don't mind, there's no real thought process of having to switch between this is the public and this is the private persona. It's just it's one persona, and then some things are off limit. Kids, certain things in our relationship, family members that don't want to, but other than that, I don't care.
I do feel like I overshared that I keep my eyes shut for 30 minutes in the morning.
Well, now I'm gonna know.
I know, that's annoying as shit.
So I'm just going to be standing there looking down.
The funny thing is you had no idea.
No, I just assume when I look over and someone's asleep that they're asleep. I didn't know that they're just in there scheming in their head.
Go ahead.
What's the most surprising lesson you've learned about yourself since being with me? Kind of a hard question, to be honest.
I think that you have done a really good job of helping me tap into my full potential in business. I think without you, I, would have gone far, but I think you've expanded my brain to what's possible. And with that, I then have expanded off what you've expanded on even more. I feel like I now really feel that I can really see the whole vision of what I want. And I think you've helped stretch the perception of that. I also think that I don't know how to explain what I'm going to say, but you've done something with finances. I think you're more strategic and thoughtful about way down the line. And that's helped me to expand off that. And I think it's a good mix because I'm creative and flowy. And together, it's really a good cocktail.
I don't think I'm more strategic about down the line. I think
you're always thinking 10 steps ahead.
I think that maybe I've helped you see a bigger potential that was always there, but that you were not looking at. It's an old quote. If you're going to think, it's just as easy to think big as it is to think small. So you might as well think big.
Yeah.
And I think when we got together, it's not that you were always thinking, but sometimes people think smaller.
I don't think I ever thought small. I think I
don't mean small.
Expanded my thoughts.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's people think that their potential is this when really their potential could be this if they expanded the way that they think about their potential.
And now that you've expanded that though, it's it can't go back in the box. Now it's I almost sometimes am oh my God, this is insane how I'm this is insanity. And I'm always I'm pushing and stretching for more. It's almost never satisfied, which I don't know is great. But it's like we did that check. What's next?
By the way, I don't see 10 steps ahead, but funny enough, I was talking to my mom today about this, and I was saying that if one thing that I think is a tragedy is that people make the big mistakes in life, and that's a tragedy compared to like, it's okay to make a lot of small mistakes. So like a small mistake is like, oh, I took the wrong job, or I spent too much money, or I, shouldn't have given my kid that thing, but I did, or I yelled at my coworker when I shouldn't have, or I screamed at my wife, or you know, um, I didn't eat right. The small mistakes. Like people make those, and you should consistently make those and figure out the right path. But what I think is a tragedy is when people make the big mistakes, like the big mistakes, like, okay, I screwed over my business partner. I committed fraud. I cheated on my wife. I left my kids. Like the big mistakes that are not able to, people aren't able to recover from. And I honestly think, like Charlie Munger had a line about this, it's not about being the smartest or seeing the post. It's just about making the least amount of big mistakes. And unfortunately, a lot of people make big mistakes flippantly. Like they just like it's not a big deal to make the big mistake. And a lot of these big mistakes are really, really hard to recover from.
If you could switch lives with me, I know you asked me this, but now I'm going to ask you for 24 hours, what would you immediately change? Nothing. Next.
I would do such a deep dive. I would go inward. I would ask what kind of trauma existed, what happened that makes you so late all the time. I would figure out why we've got to be so late, what we could do to be on time. And I would literally overhaul my entire life like Sherlock Holmes, trying to figure out why we can't just be on time for once. That's the only thing. If I could only change one thing about you, it would be figuring that out.
Yeah, I do need to figure that out.
Like I would be like, okay, I would hire a forensic team. I would have computer scientists.
I think it's a control thing. If you really look into it, it's a control issue, I think. I've tried to make it not be that, but I think that's what it is.
Because here's the thing, you're such a high performer in so many areas and you're so on it and there's so much together, but there's like this one thing that we can't figure out. And then like we'll do the things where it's like, okay, let's lie to her about the time, or let's change this, or let's allow for more time. But it's for whatever, it's like almost like if you know something's at 1:00, you have to show up at 1:15 to 1:30.
I overestimate what I can do. I've realized, like, I'll be like, I can take a shower, eat breakfast, swaddle my baby, take the dogs out, and make the bed in 20 minutes.
Like, okay.
And that's just not realistic. And I think what it is I almost like romanticize what I can actually do. I think that's
Remember, we lost one podcast guest to this. We had the Wolf of Wall Street on, and he came on. I don't mind putting him on blast. You can see this. And he came on. We had a great episode.
Yeah.
And he was coming on again to talk about, Jordan?
Yeah.
Belfort, right?
Yeah.
And he was coming on again. Hi, Jordan. If you see this, you still can come back. And you were like 40 minutes late.
I wasn't 40 minutes late.
30,
That's not true.
30.
I was 20.
Okay.
And
he stormed out.
This is not an excuse, but let's give context. I was 9.5 months pregnant.
Not 9.5. That's a bit of exaggeration.
Swear.
Bit of exaggeration.
Crowning.
No.
In the elevator, crowning. Giving birth as I was coming up.
I'm your biggest fan. I'm biggest supporter, but not 9.5.
I was the biggest.
Okay, but you were not
in that moment.
Not 9.5.
I was 9.5.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I was. I'm gonna check the receipts.
Okay, we can. But anyways, we lost. That would have been another good show.
I'm gonna work on it. I'm not gonna defend myself.
And I would like to talk to him.
It's unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Yesterday, I'll give you an example. We were supposed to drive to Houston and back, as you talked about earlier. We were supposed to leave at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
You scheduled a gym session 15 minutes away from where we needed to go, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Yeah, I romanticize time.
But we couldn't leave from the gym.
But in my world, like that works, but it doesn't. I don't have an excuse. I need to figure it out.
You know why?
I think I might need to be hypnotized. Or what's the tapping therapy?
Here's why it's important to be on time.
It is important to be on time.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of a reason why.
Okay.
When you're not on time for people, it signals to them that you believe your time is more valuable than their time.
Agreed.
So it's insulting.
Agreed.
And then people feel offended.
Agreed.
And there's nothing worse than starting off a relationship with someone with, I'm so sorry, or thank you for waiting, because you're already on it's just a bad dynamic.
I don't mean to brag though, and Emily, you can vouch for this. I am on time for Zooms. Like right on time.
No, you're not.
Yes, I
Not even close. I literally sit on the Zoom and say, are you getting on the Zoom? Yeah, I'm on time.
Emily.
You know why? Because it's important. Because it
is important.
It signals to people that you're a serious person.
I agree.
Which you are.
I need to work on it. Oh, this is so much work.
I'm very passionate about this.
I understand.
That's why with the kids, I'm like, you're on time. Like when I hear that.
So yeah, he's dragging him out the house and I'm like,
you're like, don't
around.
stress the kids out because they're going to have stress about being late. I'm like, good.
One thing I do, I putz. I'm big at putzing. Ask Kate, like I putz around the house.
I don't need to ask. I know. I see.
And so I think the putzing needs to be like worked into my calendar. Like give me like 15 minutes to putz and lie about the time.
Lying about the time doesn't work. Like what's crazy to me, we have to travel a lot. We have to travel off for work. And we'll be going for like 5 days. She starts packing an hour before we need to leave for the airport.
40 minutes before.
And then we get there and you're like, where's all my stuff? I don't know where anything is. And you're stressed out. It's insane. I'm packed a week before. It's already in the bag by the door.
That's insane though too. There's got to be
there's probably a middle ground, but I think like if I had to choose one or the other.
You have a fucking rolling rack with all your shoes laid out with your shoe horns in it. Like it's,
you know why? I like to putzing around. I like to kind of throw a couple things in I don't want to be like home. Like, you know, what's a traumatic scene is that scene in Home Alone when they're all running through the airport.
Yeah.
I reached a stage in my life where everything's got to be leisurely.
I think there's a part of me that's maybe addicted to chaos in that instance. And I use that to like drip the IV of the chaos, maybe.
Yeah, probably. But that's what I'm saying. If I was you, I would be doing the deep dive. I'd be like doing whatever I got to do.
If anyone has any ideas, DM me.
I mean, I would just make it important, you know? Quick break to talk about Branch Basics. Listen up, everyone. Big news. Branch Basics, one of my all-time favorite cleaning brands, is now available at over 600 Target stores nationwide and Target.com. That's right. You can now pick them up during your regular Target run. Lauren and I have been obsessed with Branch Basics ever since we had the founder, Allison, on this podcast. It has quickly become one of our favorite brands. I cannot believe I'm so excited about cleaning supplies, but I am. And here's why. Branch Basics is all about redefining what cleaning really means. And they have cleaning products that get rid of all these toxic fragrances, hormone disruptors, and so many things that we should not be putting in our homes. What if I were to tell you that some of the cleaning supplies that are in your house that you think are helping you are actually harming you drastically, harming your hormones, disrupting your health, and causing potential long-term issues that you're going to have to spend a lifetime trying to reverse? Well, with Branch Basics, you don't have to worry about that. And it does the exact same thing as typical cleaning supplies, which is clean the house, but the caveat being in a healthier, better for you way. So from countertops to bathrooms, even tough stains, Branch Basics all-purpose cleaner, bathroom cleaner, and their new stain removal tackle it all. Plus, they're gentle on sensitive skin and safe for even babies or pets. So if you're tired of toxic chemicals lingering in your home and you want to make the switch, now's the time. It's an absolute no-brainer. Like I said, it does the same job and it's very cost-effective. All you have to do is shop Branch Basics in over 600 Target stores nationwide or Target.com. And you can also use our code SKINNY15 to get 15% off at branchbasics.com/skinny15. Again, skinny15 for 15% off at branchbasics.com/skinny15. Quick break to talk about one of our favorite products, and that is Element. Element helps anyone stay hydrated without the sugar and other dodgy ingredients found in popular electrolyte sports drinks. Lauren and I found electrolytes on this podcast. We found Element and we have not looked back. We take it every single day when we're working out, when we're training in the gym, when we're sweating. It is hot as hell out here in Texas and we're sweating a lot. I had chronic headaches all the time before I figured out that I had an electrolyte imbalance. I was not getting enough potassium, magnesium, and all of the great electrolytes that you need in order to be functional. I also found that I was having a midday slump. If this sounds like you, it's likely because you're drinking water, but you're not properly hydrated. Element, like I said, is a zero sugar electrolyte drink mix and sparkling electrolyte water born from the growing body of research revealing that optimal health outcomes occur at sodium levels 2 to 3 times government recommendations. Each stick pack delivers a meaningful dose of electrolytes free of sugar, artificial colors, or other dodgy ingredients. The way that Lauren and I take it is we bring them in our bags when we're traveling, we take them to the gym and put them in our workout workout drink. We bring it into the office if we're starting to feel a little tired. And throughout the day, instead of just drinking water or whatever other drink you're drinking, you can add these little packets to your beverage and know that you're being hydrated along the way. This is going to give you more energy, less headaches, less fatigue, and you're just going to feel better. So check them out. We discovered them and have not looked back. Right now, Element is offering a free sample pack with any purchase. That's 8 single serving packets free with any Element order. This is a great way to try all 8 flavors or share Element with a friend. Get yours at drinkelement.com/skinny. This deal is only available through our link. You must go to drinklmnt.com/skinny. Check them out.
All right, let's talk about formula. So Bobby, it's not just another formula, it's a movement. This is a really, really cool company. It's the world's first USDA organic whole milk infant formula, and it's manufactured right here in the United States. So I had the opportunity of interviewing the founder of Bobby, and that industry is just wild. You really have to do your research. Bobby is clean label certified, and it's trusted by 500,000 parents nationwide. I personally think that when you are picking a formula, it's important to look into it. This formula has had 3 years of research. It has had testing, retesting, and it's led by a mom who really, really cares. So if you're looking for a brand that's by a mom who wanted something better for her babies and yours, you got to check this out. Their ingredients meet the strictest organic standards in the world. Everyone is talking about this company too behind the scenes. Like I hear about it from everyone. I personally like that their manufacturing facility is in Ohio. You know where it's coming from. And it's really a premium recipe. If you're looking for a formula, you have to check out Bobby. They really support the whole feeding journey. They even have DHA to support brain development, which is crucial in the first year of life. And they gave you a code exclusively for our Him and Her listeners. Bobby is offering an additional 10% off on your purchase with code SKINNY. Visit hibobby.com for more details. That's HIBOBBIE.com.
Let's talk about Bond Charge. Bond Charge is a holistic wellness brand with a huge range of evidence-based products to optimize your life in every way. Founded on science and inspired by nature, all Bond Charge products adopt ancestral ways of living in our modern-day world. Their extensive range of premium wellness products help you sleep better, perform better, have more energy, recover faster, balance hormones, reduce inflammation. The list is endless. From blue light glasses and infrared saunas to red light therapy to EMF management and circadian-friendly lighting, Bond Charge products help you naturally address the issues of our modern day way of life effortlessly and with maximum impact. One of my favorite products from Bond Charge is their red light face mask. I'm a huge fan of the red light face mask for many reasons. One, of course, wrinkles and fine lines, which none of us need any more of. Sore jaw. I have a clenched jaw that I sleep with at night. I can't seem to shake it, so this helps my jaw. It's also great for eczema. And like I've said before, I get consistent migraines. So this red light mask has been extremely helpful to manage those migraines. Unfortunately, I also have a couple scars or 2 or 3 on my face, so having something that can help minimize that scar tissue is great. It's also great for wound healing, relaxation, razor burns, ingrown facial hair, the list goes on and on. I typically use the red light face mask 10 to 20 minutes each day. Nice and easy to use while watching TV, reading a book, whatever it may be. And of course, you can as well with our special offer. Go to bondcharge.com and use coupon code SKINNY to save 15% off. That's BONCHARGE.com and use coupon code SKINNY to save 15%. If tomorrow all of our businesses and platforms went away, what would you do next? From a career perspective.
If everything went away tomorrow?
You're starting from scratch. But you know what you know. You have the skill sets you have, but you're starting, everything's like the podcast's gone, the brand's gone, the platform's gone. Skinny Confidential doesn't exist.
I have to say this and listen.
And your social channels don't exist either.
If anyone's listening, I think everyone should have the same feeling about themselves. I have faith in myself and my capability. So if everything went away, I would have that faith. I think everyone should think that they're fucking awesome and they have a lot of value and they have a lot to give and a lot of capability. So if everything went away, to me, it's like, okay, how do we solve the puzzle to get out of this? I think what I would do at first is I would go quiet. You know that about me. I would go very quiet and it would take me time to wrap my head around what I wanted to do. And I would be with my thoughts. Instead of doing 30 minutes in bed in the morning pretending I'm asleep, I might go to an hour.
You have a little more time on your hands.
A little more time on my hands. And I would really like listen to my inner knowing. I think you should think that you are amazing. And I try to think that about myself. And if you think that about yourself, you're capable and you can figure something out. I think everything is figure outable. I think Marie, another eyelash just fell off. It almost fell in my drink. Marie Forleo wrote a book as Everything's Figure Outable. It is. Everything has a solution. And so I think your first instinct would be to freak out. And I would try to go against my first instinct. I would try to really be reflective and thoughtful about what I wanted to do next. And I would give myself space and time to think about that. And also I would really I really pay attention to my inner voice. I'm very, very, very purposeful with how I talk to myself. This is a lot of work. It's a lot of Louise Hay, but I think the way you talk to yourself is like literally your thoughts become your future. So that would be something that would be really important to me, like how I'm talking to myself to get over the hump of having all my businesses ripped away. I also think I think that it's important to find identity in other areas so that if one does go away, you have something else to put efforts into. So for me, like a big part of my identity is being a mother and a wife and a homemaker. But
would you go back into this line of work, or would you go into a completely no? It's in your
answer.
Did
I miss the question?
No, you're still going. No, but I'm saying no. You didn't miss the question. But I'm wondering if you would like try to rebuild in this world, or you would go do something completely different.
That's interesting. I don't know. I feel like I would have to take time and space away to see.
I would go a completely different world. I would not do anything to do with.
I don't know. The funny thing about me is I love the razzle dazzle, rat-a-tat-tat jazz of it all, but I also love a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
The hard thing about building a career though, and I talked to a mentor of mine and it was just a really smart perspective, is like you build an entire career building a specific skill set that you continue to hone in on and become more expert in as time goes on. And like, this is the problem with retiring is like, you do all this and then one day you park that experience and you park that skill set and then you don't utilize it anymore. So it's
I'm
hard
not
to switch careers.
Retiree type of person. I think.
No, but I'm saying it's hard to switch like to another line of work.
But I think that I hope that what I would do is I would embrace the pivot. I think you got to embrace the pivot. And if that means that you got to go into a different career, you got to, there's this quote by Robert Greene in Mastery that's like, people who can mix a bunch of different skills together in a creative way are incredibly resourceful. And that's the vibe. That should be the vibe. If you don't want to just get good at one thing, you want to have a lot of different things in your Rolodex that you can mix and match and it's clever, right? You mix and match all these different things.
Yeah, but eventually that book does also say you want to like hone in and become a master.
Yeah, but it says that the people that are the most clever mix little skills together to make it their own. And so what I would do, I think when you're asking me this, is I would take a bunch of different skills that I have and mix it together and sort of like create my own future.
I think about this question a lot, and it's an interesting thing because what's the normal path? The normal path is you like build something, you do well, make a bunch of money, and then you typically either retire and get bored with that, or then you become like an investor. That's what a lot of these people do. The problem with that is like, you're on the sidelines a lot. And so I don't think that would be interesting to me. I think at the same time, I've operated in a mature way now for a long time, and it would be a challenge to go back and start over without the big infrastructure again, because it's just a lot of work. And I got to be honest with myself, I'm not 20 years old anymore, and I've got kids and not as much energy. So it's like, do you want to like start all like the early days of this and all the other things was like, it was a lot of, it's all still hard work, but it's a lot of like hard labor in a weird way. Like if you think about it, like a lot of hard on the body, travel back and forth, no sleep, up and down, not a lot of help. So I don't think I would do that again. But I think that I would do, if this all went away, I would definitely go behind the scenes. I would never be front facing again. And I would probably take the skill set that I've learned and find like 2 to 3 individuals, younger individuals that I think would have the energy and the resources and like the bravado to do the thing. And I would become their like silent partner and help them operate in whatever categories I found interesting.
I could have answered that question for you. I knew you were
like,
gonna
I
say
would
that.
be like, I would not try to be the guy again myself, but I would find a version of the guy or girl. And
There's
I would
always
say,
a guy behind the guy.
yeah. And I would help them and I would take all the things that I've learned and help them like fast track that with capital and operational skill set. Does that make sense?
Yep.
But I wouldn't ever want to be like in the press anymore or anything. I just would just be gone. Quick break to talk about function. One thing that drives me nuts when it comes to my health and wellness is not knowing what to do. I have spent years on this show with Lauryn trying to decipher and understand the best information and the best products and the best supplements and what to take and what not to take and what's right for my body and what's not right for my body. And it is honestly so confusing, which is why I love platforms like Function Health. More about that in a second. Years ago, when Lauryn and I started this podcast, we knew nothing about health and wellness outside of, yes, we know you need to kind of eat right, you need to work out properly, but we didn't really know how to do it, when to do it, what was working, what was not working. We definitely didn't know about proper supplementation, and we for sure didn't have any information about what was going on within our individual bodies, what we were supposed to take, what we weren't supposed to take. One of the biggest questions that I personally get doing this show after all these years is, what are the supplements that I should be taking regularly? What should I not be taking? When should I be taking it? When should I not be taking it? How do I test my hormones? How do I know my levels? And the honest truth is it's going to be different for everyone. I know it's different for Lauryn and I, and there's different levels and different responses and different inputs for each person. This is why a platform like Function Health is so interesting. A few months back, Lauryn and I had Dr. Mark Hyman, who's the co-founder of Function Health, on this podcast. I highly suggest people check out that episode. It's an incredible episode. Dr. Mark Hyman, you're welcome to come back anytime, open invite. And we got into this incredible platform that he's been building, as well as just functional medicine in general, which I think everybody should look into. Lauryn and I, doing what we do here and getting on this kind of crazy train of health and wellness, have had access to amazing doctors that lean into functional medicine. And so we are both very familiar now with starting to test our levels, figure out what we're lacking and figure out what we need more of. But it all comes down to getting the right tests with the right practitioners. Again, which is why a platform like Function is so important. So what is Function? We chose Function because it's the only health platform that gives you access to the kind of data most people never see and the insights to actually take action. Inside Function, you can test over 160 biomarkers, from heart and hormones to toxins, inflammation, and stress. You can also access multi-region MRI and CT scans, all tracked in one secure place over time. It's an enhanced view of what's happening in your body. That's why top health leaders like Dr. Mark Hyman, Dr. Andrew Huberman, and Dr. Jeremy London are all behind Function Health. Function Health is going to give you all of the data and all of the insights that I was talking about earlier. It's going to let you know where you're at, where you're not at, what you need more of, and what you need less of. This is so important when you're trying to zone in on your health and make sure that you're doing the right things for your body. Again, it's so important that you take an individual approach to all these things. You know, a lot of vitamin D and a lot of vitamin B and C and all these different things might be good for one person, but not for other. If your hormones are out of whack, you're going to need a different protocol than me or Lauryn or somebody else. Again, this is all done at the individual level. And what I love about platforms like Function is they're preventative platforms. In modern society, we're constantly waiting for the problem to rear its head. We're not taking nearly enough approaches when it comes to preventing the diseases or the illnesses that ail us and that cause so much harm in our families and our personal lives. And so taking this approach with a platform like Function, a preventative approach where you know what's going on so you can stop it before it gets bad, is so important. So here's how it works. You go and get your labs done. Lab visits are fast and convenient. There's over 2,000 locations across the US, and it's only $499 a year. Now, I know this sounds like a lot of money, but it works out to only $1.37 per day for cutting edge health insights that are going to help you live happier, longer, healthier, and better lives. What sets Function apart, like I said earlier, all of their results are tracked in real time in one secure place, so you see how your health evolves over time. Their insights come from top doctors based on your unique results. Again, unique results to you. And again, going back to that price tag, this service could cost you over $10,000 $100 if you were doing this on your own. Again, it's only $499 with Function. And there's no perverse incentives. Function doesn't push any supplements or pharmaceuticals. It's just powerful, unbiased health data designed to help you own your own health. Again, this is so important. A lot of what we do on this podcast is figuring out what information we can trust, what's right for us, what's not right for us. So having a platform like Function that just gives you your individual results and then an unbiased perspective of what you could do or not do is so important. Data right at your fingertips, unique to you, so that you can make the best decisions for yourself, your family, and your life. That's also going to help inform you what supplements or what vitamins or what protocols you invest in or not invest in. And it's going to take all the guesswork out of it. What I learned as somebody who takes my health and wellness seriously is when I first started going down the train of supplements and trying to figure out what worked for me, I was just taking a bunch of everything. I would listen to a podcast like this. I would use every coupon code, and I had, this cabinet full of all these different supplements and vitamins and minerals and, creatines and this and that and all sorts of different stuff from all these different brands. And it was really just like, in the dark, taking all these things. I would take a bunch in the morning, a bunch at night without any insight into what I actually need or was getting too much of. So again, with Function, you know exactly what you need to dial up and what you need to dial down. And this is going to help you hone in on what's going to make you feel the best. So check it out and learn more and join using our link. The first 1,000 get $100 credit toward their membership. All you have to do is visit www.functionhealth.com/skinny or use gift code skinny100 at sign up to own your health. Again, that's functionhealth.com/skinny or use code skinny100 at sign up. Let's take a quick break to talk about Symbiotica. We love Symbiotica so much. We love the people at Symbiotica, but most importantly, we love the products that Symbiotica has to offer. There are so many that we take now that it's hard to recommend just one. We've had the founders of Symbiotica on this podcast 5 or 6 times. They're some of our greatest recurring guests, and that is because we love the mission, we love the company, and we love what they're putting out there. And like I said, they have such a strong assortment of products, but some of the standout favorites that we take all the time, I think they make the best liposomal glutathione out there. Quick note on liposomal supplements. What I love about these kind of supplements is you eat them like food instead of just ingesting them in pill form. Here are some of the benefits that you can expect from the glutathione. Glowing skin, anti-aging properties, gut health, which can support bloating and digestion, and faster nutrient absorption. It also tastes great. One of my other favorites is their magnesium L-threonate. Many of us don't have nearly enough magnesium in our diets. Some of those key benefits are it's going to enhance focus, reduce brain fog, balance mood. It's going to calm you, help support stress management, help support restful sleep. We all need better, more restful sleep. I like to take it at night and in the morning. Sometimes I like to put it in my coffee and stir it around. It adds like a nice little sweetener with those great benefits. And taking Symbiotica supplements is one of the easiest ways I found to stay consistent with my goals, even during a busy summer. Of course, we have an offer. All you have to do is go to symbiotica.com/TSC today to get 20% off plus free shipping. That's symbiotika.com/TSC to get 20% off plus free shipping. Every day, our law enforcement officers face life and death decisions in increasingly dangerous environments, from high-stress incidents to critical officer-involved events. These men and women are on the front lines, yet they lack the training, funding, and resources they need to protect themselves and the communities they serve. Enter the Community First Project, a service-disabled, veteran-owned nonprofit founded by a Tier 1 Navy SEALs and Army Special Operations leader. Their mission: to provide cutting-edge, real-world tactical training that empowers officers to serve, protect, and survive. At C1P, they believe in the power of training to save lives, both the lives of officers and the lives of the communities they protect. With expert-led comprehensive programs, Community First Project helps to bridge the gap between what our law enforcement needs and what they're given. So when you support C1P, you're not just donating, you're making sure our officers are prepared for the challenges they face every day. You're helping build safer, stronger communities. And most importantly, you're saving lives. I'm very passionate about this mission and hope our audience is as well. So join us in this crucial mission. Visit c1p.org today to learn how you can help make a difference. Again, if you can, go do your part and make a contribution at c1p.org.
Last and final question before we go to dinner with our kids and Jordan and Nico. Going for Mexican food, margaritas, chips, and salsa. Ready?
Yep.
I expect a really great answer.
Okay.
Like, let's end strong. If you had to describe me to a stranger, how would you do it?
This is not a good question.
No. This is an amazing question to end with.
I would say first.
Really describe me. I want a full description.
I would say brace yourself for the greatest beauty you've ever beheld on earth.
This is not serious.
No,
I
I'm
want
being serious.
serious.
Okay, I'm being serious.
No.
I'm allowed to answer the question.
Okay, go ahead.
I'd be like, hold on tight, hold on to something because you might fly off the earth when you see this individual.
Okay.
It's like spotting a unicorn quickly in the wild.
This feels like
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I would say be ready to be shocked at the things that you're going to hear come out of this individual's mouth. It is completely unfiltered and it's not like anything you're used to hearing.
Okay.
Right? I would say like there's going to be no holding back.
Okay.
I would say be careful.
Be careful?
She's paying attention a lot more than you think.
Oh.
Much more perceptive than she's letting off. I would say be respectful and don't write her off like she's not a serious person, because she's going to know and she's going to write you off, right? Because you do that. You do that to people. I would say if you are struggling with a creative idea, ask her questions because she will tell you what to do. You might not like hearing it. It's going to piss you off a lot. It pisses me off so much when you comment on what's not going right with my creative stuff.
And then you know it's right.
But then I know it's right and I go off and sulk about it and it's good. And I would say, and if you're trying to build a business, she knows exactly who you should be talking to. And then I would say, and if you need help sorting out your life and not being as stressed and overwhelmed, you could talk to her about it and she will help you figure it out.
How would you tell the stranger to become my friend?
How would I tell the stranger to become your friend? I would definitely tell the stranger not to come on too strong.
No. I can't do that.
I think that's for both of us.
Yeah, because
I would say, just chill, take it easy, have like 7 to 10 interactions before you move in aggressively.
Maybe 20. Even for a date.
By the way, that's with anyone too. Like I just like people who come on really strong, you know?
You never want to come on too strong.
I think guys, girls, dating, everybody does it. It's too strong.
When people lean in too hard, it's too much.
What's the question? Chill. How to become your friend?
Yeah.
I would say be funny, be interesting, ask questions.
Mark's done a really good job.
Yeah, Mark's the best.
Mark has done it right.
Yeah. I would say bring a personality.
But also like feel me up before you fuck me.
Yeah, but Lauren, you listen, let's just be honest. It doesn't matter. I've known you my whole life and it doesn't matter who the person is or what they do or how big of anything. Like if you don't jive with, if you don't like find them funny and interesting and exciting, like you're not going to be friends. Like you're somebody that needs a little razzle dazzle.
I need good energy.
But honestly, like I think at this point, like what's interesting is when you become a parent, you're running and you have a career, it's hard to be so you have to be very selective and you want to find people that light you up, right? Like I think that's anybody. That's anybody, because if you're gonna take time away from your family and your children and your career, like it's got to be something that lights you up. So I think there's got to be that. It can't be like those like Dementors in Harry Potter. Like you got to be giving more than you're taking, you know?
Agreed. Don't ask me for coffee on a Thursday.
No, don't ask anyone for coffee on a Thursday.
Yeah. It's not the way.
Unless it's not really coffee. Sometimes people say like, let's get a coffee, but that's not really a coffee. It's like, let's go do something productive.
Oh yeah. Coffee with a capital C.
Coffee with capital C. Mark, our friend Mark. But if
a coffee is,
but if it's just like a coffee to waste time, then nobody wants to do that.
No.
Everybody's busy. Everybody's tired.
I think be intentional with the friendship.
Yes.
Michael Bosstick, what a pleasure interviewing you. Pimp yourself out for the audience.
You can find me on this very podcast that you're listening to for the last like 2 episodes.
We are off for chips, salsa, queso. We got to go. And this has been fun. If you guys like this form,
it's nice because we're getting ready to go. You know, this is the end of like the maternity
No.
leave.
I didn't have a maternity leave. Don't even
little short stint.
This is literally fake maternity leave.
I was carrying the show.
Unbelievable.
I was carrying it on my back.
If I go on maternity leave again, the way that I'm going to handle this is going to be so differently.
But now that you're back, thank God you're back. Now we can get going again. And
it's going to be so different.
We're going to hit the ground. We're going to New York. We got about 13 interviews, 12 interviews going.
The fake
Then
maternity.
we're going to LA. We got a bunch going there. Then we're coming back here. We got a bunch of we're about to get going quick. So
and we got to stretch the tongue tie.
Yep. And we got to do, I don't know what that's. Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel where you can watch my eyelashes fall off one by one.
Maybe you can do a big makeup brush right down the side of my face. Maybe in post-op.
Maybe NYC Gyno can do the lunchtime labia lift live on YouTube. You never know. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.